Alright there folks, this is number 4 in the Gas Podcast with myself, Gerard Gorney, and we have Mr. Alan Kennedy and Mr. Simon.
Mr. Christmas.
Mr. Christmas, as you can see he's a bit I actually can't find a word to describe him. Christmas tree, probably a fair pun, and he actually, pardon the pun, he's turned on at the moment, you know, so he's definitely
well, I find that it's nice, like everybody else is saying it's not much, but this is my day-to-day go-to. As soon as it's December 1st, it's me.
It's well saying you've got 2 young children in the house.
Aye, definitely.
You know, I've got a sporting an elf t-shirt.
What does it say? What the...
I don't know.
What the elf?
It's a bit stretched.
Oh, yeah.
Does it say what the elf?
What the elf is it?
Okay.
And Alan's got he's wearing something sort of a Santa.
You're very privileged because I never do Christmas jumpers.
No, nor do I. As I said, Ursula bought this for me.
But Simon threatened us last week.
I did.
Yeah.
There was physical threats of violence.
Yeah.
Did you get that bought especially for this?
Yes. This is a Gas Podcast special. You know, so anyway, we're just going to have a wee chat about what we've been doing recently. And I'm actually not long on from my wedding. I was out at the White Horse today, just giving another guy a hand. And to be honest, he's know what kind of day it was, up to about 3 o'clock. It did clear, but it was heavy, constant muzzle up to that, and really it was all indoors and the lights crap and it's dark and just they're all flashing. I actually headed off just onto the Foy Bridge on the water side, and
is that where you went for portraits along the bank?
Just and some guy was 10 years earlier, some guy with a phone got an amazing shot just with a train coming.
See, photographers, no need for them anymore now. Boy needs an iPhone.
And actually I think it was a Samsung.
Oh, was it?
I think it was a Samsung.
Shout out to Samsung.
And do you know, it turned out we did get some very nice shots. You usually get 5 or 10 minutes, but we actually got a good half hour's light, you know. It was just twilight, you know, in the sky and about a sunset, and it was lovely. So that was about it today. It was a small wedding. I think there was about 25 people at it. So
where was the ceremony?
It was all on the one.
Oh, was it a civil?
Yeah, civil service.
Very good.
And,
I like them better. Was the prep at the hotel too?
Yeah, well, it was really, you know, there wasn't much group prep at all. It was just a lot of crack. Sitting chatting with lads. And
I love it so much when everything is at the one spot. There's no journeys or travelling in between.
And things go on time.
Aye.
Well, within reason, you know, so it was just it was like a family get together, you know. It was about a crack.
Many guests were there?
I think it was about 25. I'm not actually too sure, but there certainly wasn't much more than that. So
I know, like Alan says, did you find it difficult with that number of guests trying to get the shots and the candidates and stuff? Was it slim pickings?
Oh, it's definitely slim pickings, but you know, I think you always have to cover the shots that you need. If you get them, you're done, and you move on, and anything else is a wee bit of a just a bit of a bonus. And we were sweating on the weather. But you know what, sometimes that happens, and it is what it is.
That's what happened to us last Thursday too. We were down Harvey's Point. We ended up going to Harvey's Point for I was second shooting for Dale Smith, and
who's a fantastic photographer. Just throwing that out there.
He ball looking for
just in case I ever have to shoot with.
I think you're chatting about it all. You're talking about Dale. Dale, did you hear that there? You know what I mean?
Alan's alright too.
No, you're going to edit that on before he says that about Dale. Right, okay.
Hold on, there'll be a jump cut here. No, I think he put a comment under one of the YouTube videos or something about saying about me. I had a book. I said something about having a black book or something.
Oh, yes.
I hope I never get on the hell's black book or something.
Alright,
while we're on Dale Smith here, I will have to apologise to Simon because I almost gave him a heart attack.
Jeez.
Why?
Because Dale asked me, was Simon doing the video at the wedding, and I said I didn't know. I didn't know. So I asked Simon, Simon, you doing the video for this wedding? And he says, what wedding? Have I got a wedding?
I just instantly panicked. I was like,
as you do,
flicking through. I was like, hold on, because I had that many reschedules, and I did have weddings all through this last week of December. Like, and I was going, oh fuck, and I says, what was the name of the couple, and where was it? I'm flicking through, but luckily it wasn't. But was it the other Simon?
Simon Barr, yeah.
Simon Barr.
all right, yeah.
So I panicked. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna get a phone call in the morning. Are you turning up here? Or it was like every fucking photographer, videographer's worst nightmare.
Yeah,
forgetting that you have a wedding. Like,
well, I don't think that hasn't happened. Like, you know.
no, I wouldn't like to think. I was watching a video. A guy, he's an American guy, Craig something. He's a videographer, and he was saying that one time he slept on for a wedding, and he literally woke up and seen all these missed calls, and it was like, you know, where are you? And it was just instant sheer panic. So it was like, you know, the worst thing he could ever do. He drove up and he landed there after the ceremony, and it was like everything was pretty much done at this stage.
Oh God.
So all he could do was try and salvage something and then give them all their money back. And he was like, it was the worst experience of his life. But could you imagine landing up and everyone at the wedding party just looking at you being like, that's the guy there.
Have you ever had any wedding nightmares? Where they're literally not on the day, but when you go to bed.
I physically waking up on a sweat. No, I've never had any nightmares.
No.
I have them all the time.
That's where you don't hear all.
You wake up in the morning and you think, God,
I wouldn't
have I wedding today? Did that just happen?
No, I've never had that. Luckily.
No, I thought you meant a wedding nightmare as in like some sort of something happens at the nightmare, but you actually mean a physical sleeping nightmare? No, I have never had that, no.
See, if it wasn't, because you're old school, we had this conversation about like how you do your booking. You have a book and you physically write everything down.
Yes.
It's because you're old school, like, so but I have everything digital. So like, if it wasn't for the fact that I had Tavi or one of those CRMs, like, I would be lost. I would forget to look at a book. I would write something down. I would score it out and then forget to update dates or whatever. So like, for me, if it doesn't flag up my phone, it doesn't exist. So it's like, well, if I don't have your date in my Google Calendar, you're not my client. Like, it's just as easy as that.
So what would you have done there, for example, last week, man? Remember they went down for about 30 minutes? Granted, it was only 30 minutes, but...
Well, I still have the details in the CRM, but it just wouldn't be on my calendar. Like, you know, like I would still have Tavi.
Right. Oh, it's just...
But I would still, because whenever I log on every single day, and there's a dashboard, and it says your upcoming events, like, so it lists them all for you, like.
Right.
But...
Well, do you write things down now?
I write them down, but mainly I've got everything on my Google Calendar, yeah.
See, he's a Google man too. See, if it wasn't, I couldn't.
Yeah,
there's many days.
I have to admit, make an imagine here, I don't know how to use it. No, you have to put reminders on your phone.
Well, it's the same thing. You just put a reminder you've got a wedding on that day.
Well,
just ask Google.
I say I put a reminder, like, this is like, I'll have to do it tomorrow.
Just say, hey Google,
6 months, 12 months, 18 months ahead? No.
But then what? So right,
I think it's a lack of trust. I don't trust it wherever I write it down.
Yeah.
It's on the diary, and that's it.
You see, but if I had your method this year of all years when there were so many reschedules, I'd have double booked myself or done something, definitely. Because there's no way, at least with those client managers like Satavi, if anybody inquires, or it'll warn you, it'll say you're already booked on this date, you know, double booking warnings.
Yeah.
So if it wasn't for that, I'd be screwed. Like,
this year's been unbelievable, like cancellations, trying to keep track of them all.
I have 21 couples looking to go to 22 now, and they're like, no, especially for the first half of 21.
I have only one of them now. It's in July.
I actually have one who was supposed to get married in the January of 21, and they've moved to 23. I'm like, what can I do? Like,
right,
just tell them I go ahead.
Right,
it's 2 years away. You know, but what do you do?
There's not much you can do.
No, you have to just accommodate it in any way you can. Like,
who's the only positive out there, because you have a good start to 23, right?
for pricing of 2018 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but that's the other thing now. So
that you have to take sometimes.
You have to do
like,
it. Like,
especially in
it's nobody's fault.
Current circumstances.
The COVID thing. I mean, if someone asks you to do something, you just do.
Yeah.
That's it.
100, yeah.
There's no washabouts about it, you know. So, but then I was just looking forward to Christmas, or do you do anything Christmas?
Can't wait.
You can't wait.
I love to. I was going to say I love Santa. I love Christmas.
I love Santa. Like elf over the corner here. Santa.
So, I don't know. I think retail for a long time, Christmas was just something where I had a couple of days off and never really got to enjoy it. But now this last couple of years, working in retail is definitely much more enjoyable and more under the festive spirit. But
do you and Ursula go mad on buying stuff for each other?
No, I just get a small gift. If anybody doesn't know my partner, so she's Polish, so Christmas Eve's a big thing for them. They eat the whole pile of fish, and it's I think it's more of a European tradition as opposed to a Polish tradition. I think it's UK, Ireland and the US are different to the rest of the world.
Like Germany, they like to open their present Christmas Eve.
That's the do.
Like European.
Do they
Christmas
open them
Eve.
all or just one?
No, just one, I think.
Well, I think they
open it around.
I never really noticed, I suppose, but I think my grandson gets to open his presents on Christmas Eve, so then he probably have something in the morning, I'm sure, for him too. But
we have a tradition in our house is they have like a wee hamper, a wee box Christmas Eve hamper. So then before they go to bed, they get to open their wee hamper. So there's just different wee things in that. Yeah. But they can't actually open their physical presents until Christmas morning.
So this is a Dobbins tradition now?
Well, I don't know if it's a Dobbins thing or if it's like, I know it's a thing like.
So get a free jail card.
Loads of people do.
You don't exactly get to open up their presents.
It's a cheap bribe.
It's a cheap bribe. Get to bed.
The Christmas jammies and a wee toy or something.
And then Ava, like she'll have like bath bombs and stuff because then she'll go to have her bath and she'll have all her bath bombs and you basically have to bribe them and they have them like, right, we have to get them to have a bath, get jammies on and go to bed. How do we do it?
Years ago it was just get their bed and that was it. You didn't let me get a clap around the ear.
Smack in the head. I know.
No.
Is Christmas mad in your house?
Aye. It's brilliant. 2 kids love it.
What time are you up at?
Stupid o'clock.
My daughter gets up at stupid o'clock anyway. Like 5:30, 6 o'clock for I'm up. So on Christmas I'm expecting a 4 o'clock like.
Really?
I used to be like that when I was a kid, but I used to have my dad tortured. 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, Santa here yet.
Time to get up.
6 o'clock, get back into your fucking bed.
I know. And then it depends on what time to go to sleep because you might not be in your bed as a parent until 2:30.
My sister used to do a thing on Christmas morning where they weren't allowed into the living room for the presents where until everybody was up and also until everybody ate their breakfast.
Right. Okay.
Normally they're sitting
because you see that me and Kira talk about that like in American Christmas films. You see them all like the whole day is pretty much over and done with. It's after dinner and it's like, right, one will go open the gifts. Me and Kira looking sort of like, could you imagine our way and send them a Christmas form? I would do after dinner. We're like, I write all day. As soon as they wake up, presents straight away. Like
you just have kids bouncing off of walls.
I know.
What excitement!
I know. That's what it is. And then the whole day is wrapping paper all over the floor. Yeah. Just constant cardboard boxes everywhere. You have to try and find. You never have the right size screwdriver to open the battery compartment, so you're using knives. You're trying to open it with like a butter knife or a steak knife.
Spoon, always good for that, So.
And the packaging's getting worse on toys. You ever try and open like kids' toys nowadays? There's
vacuum packed.
Everything's vacuum packed, and they have screws and hair ties, or what do you call them? Cable ties and everything.
It's been a while, lad, so.
Oh, it's bad. Like I'll buy you something this year, and you can open it, experience it.
Jeez, thanks very much. You're way good to me.
Is Santa bringing you any photography stuff this year?
No.
No.
No, not photography.
Yeah.
I was going to.
I thought he was buying you the new A7 S3.
Kira's not listening right now.
What about the new A9 too? Did you see that?
No.
That's a bad one.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to buy a new camera. I was going to buy 2 new cameras for videography for weddings, but because of COVID, I couldn't justify it this year at all. Like, this was supposed to be a really busy year for me, so I was going to buy 2 brand new cameras and let them roll, but I'll do it next year when I've got the weddings again. This year it's just not justified at all. Like, in fact, in one of those groups there was a girl saying she splashed out and bought 2 new cameras this year because she thought she was going to be flat out, and she financed them, like, and then all her weddings were cancelled and she's having to pay the finance on these cameras, and she has no weddings to pay it, like. It's tight going, like.
No, I'm not. I think I have everything
You really do.
Have you not got something on your wish list?
You see, that's the thing. It's
Well, you know,
we're talking gas here now. It's just gear acquisition syndrome. It's getting gear for the sake of getting gear.
Yeah.
Because we don't need it. Like.
No, well, we don't need it, but I would like an 85. Just to complete the click.
I'm shot on an 85 today for the viewers that are watching on YouTube. That lovely bokeh in the background, that's all 85.
Manual, but it's manual. It's no good.
Well, Sony do this, I think it's a 600mm 2.8, but it's about 10 grand. It's just, I think it's massive.
It's crazy.
You know, I mean, I can't imagine, but they carrying it around.
I saw.
What would you shoot with it?
Eh?
What would you shoot with it?
But God only knows.
Apart from the neighbours down the street.
It's for sports and stuff, wasn't it? Like,
I think it's mostly wildlife too.
Wildlife,
Patrick Swartz, what's his name?
Eh?
Last name?
Sadowski.
He shot. Have you seen his lunar picture? He shot that on a 600mm with an extender.
Tell me this here. I saw that photo and I didn't know. Is that like a picture of the moon and then heavily photoshopped? They look more like the moon. Or
that is about maybe 100 pictures of the moon.
That's just different exposures.
Just
like
different exposures, and then yes, he would go in and edit it using luminosity masks and stuff like that.
Because it was so good and so sharp.
Yeah,
you could be mistaken for going, that's just like a composite.
Patrick is one of the best astrophotogrophers in
some of his stuff
in this country,
and
we hope to get him on the podcast once everything lockdown comes. What is it? What are we on now? Third lockdown?
I'm sure we're going to be fucking rolling on the new one now, on the 26th or 28th for 6 weeks.
6 weeks, so Lord only knows, that could be about a crack.
We'll be doing a Zoom podcast.
A Zoomcast.
We'll do a Zoomcast.
A Zoomcast.
Patrick inquired about the Peace Bridge picture, but I ain't going to told him the price he's running. He's done a runner.
He's probably looking for a leasing fee or something if he's leasing it out. I'll buy the rights for that photo, please.
Patrick really needs to start charging more for his pictures because they are unbelievable.
He's very, very good. And I'm looking forward to getting him on too, you know. So, but anyway, I mean, we shouldn't tell him Christmas. I know I've got a bit of time off. You know, like say, you have a bit of time, but you're not.
No. For those who don't know, photography's not my full-time job. It's my passion. Where I have a full-time job they fall back on. So any money I make,
you're still working now.
Yeah. Someday maybe I would go full-time photography, but
you're lucky you didn't. There's a lot of people made the jump this year, all years.
I know.
That's fair.
Have that
bad year, like
the back burner. I mean, you're blessed with it. So
don't get me wrong, it's a struggle at times. This time of year, I'm working 6 days a week in my full-time job, and then doing bits of photography in between. So usually by Christmas, I'm like a zombie.
So what's on your wish list for Christmas? And you said you were asking us about what photography gear do we want or are we getting? So what's yours?
It's me 85.
You're 85. Are you going to get it?
No, definitely not. Not this year.
And what about you? If you had a lens, if you something out there that's casting your eye, you're just not wanting to buy.
There. I've always had a notion of the 135, but I have the 85 1.4. So. Yeah, you don't need them two lenses. I don't think I need them two lenses. So I don't know what you say, whether you agree or not, but I think it's one or the other. I opted for the 85, the 1.4 it is, because the 135 is 1.8.
The 85 is the go-to, like.
It's much handy it's great for magazine work too. As a portrait lens, it's really it's a super lens. I love it.
So for Christmas, then, is that will also buy you something camera related, a jokey or? No,
not without me sort of authorising that one. No, definitely not. No. I don't think she'd take a chance.
No, my other half wouldn't have a clue.
She wouldn't have a clue what to buy. You know,
I'm the same. She wouldn't have a clue.
You know, if that was the case, then it would be look, I'm buying you something for your photos or what do you want, and I think you'd have to go and buy it,
and then I'll wrap it up and present it.
Yes,
that's what Gerard done to me.
Something like that. What are you getting?
It's not photography or videography related. I always hate admitting this, but I'm a bit of a bike guy. Like, I enjoy going out on the bike, like
Lance Armstrong.
And I bought myself a new power meter. But I bought it like in November.
What's a pyrometer?
What sort of bike? Is it a motorbike or?
No, road bike or like a cycle bike.
Do you wear the wee skinny
like,
shorts?
Everybody says,
The big padded pants?
what does that look like? And you go, imagine Lance Armstrong and then just face swap him with me. That's what it looks like. But I bought a pyrometer, but it was back in, it was before December, like, and Kira was like, no, where are you going with that? So she took it off me and was like, you'll get it at Christmas. I was like, fuck. so that's just been sitting since, like.
That was the end of that, then.
That was the end of that.
Yeah, so, well, I suppose it's... He can understand why she did that, you know.
I know, but no photography related stuff this year.
Do you wear the big padded pants?
Well, you have to, like, see, this is the thing, right? People don't understand.
Oh, sure ours, like.
The saddle is, like, really small and uncomfortable, so there's no padding on it. So the padding has to be in your shorts.
Yeah.
So you do
like
have...
wearing a nappy.
So that's what Kira says in my nappy pants, like. So I do have like a unbolt nappy. It's called a chamois.
A chamois.
Chamois. So it protects your ass.
Right. Okay. And if you didn't have any, would you be forgiven for wearing a nappy here? If you got a big one big enough.
It wouldn't work. No. I can imagine Gerard popping up on a Sunday group ride or whatever and big nappy on. Was this not what you were
Pampers. Pampers for adults. Yeah.
But it is like it's embarrassing. Like I meant to like do like a wee funny Instagram video of like stuff only the other half or the partner of a cyclist ever sees, and it's like under the suit because they're like. Do you ever see like a Borat mankini?
Yeah.
They're called bub shorts, so they're like a mankini. They come over you and they just look like a bathing suit, but you never see it because you have your jacket over it, like.
Okay.
But it's only ever like your wife or your girlfriend or whoever's partner would see. Every time I put it on, Kira
I would look forward to you doing a wee Instagram video on that. You know, that could be.
Kira just looks at me and goes, "If people only fucking knew, like, me belly hanging out and trying to cover my nuts." So
there's a thought, like, you know, just hold about it.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah.
Nipples.
That's a nightmare. I'd imagine saying about that, like, you know.
No, thanks.
How do you go with Dale and Harvey's Point then? It's a nice spot, isn't it?
Harvey's Point's lovely. So it is. For them, it's gorgeous.
Oh, what about the thing with the desserts?
Never got a dessert. Wasn't allowed.
Yeah, they this bike section for
you weren't
desserts.
allowed?
Ah, well, so we didn't eat along with the bridal party. We went out to the bar. Yeah, so.
Alright, okay.
A €30 steak was enough.
Okay, €30 steak, right?
Oh, it's nice down there. I enjoy the food down there.
It's only because Dale was shouting all day, "Oh, look, I can't wait to get a steak, I can't wait to get a steak." So of course when the guy came and ordered, I was like, "I'll have a steak." Dale, what would you like? Burger. I was like
so the next day when the couple look at it, they'll be like, "You ordered a..." They'll be like, "That's up where? He ordered a steak."
You wouldn't be that way, like,
fucking lovely, but
good one. I like it.
Aye, Harvey's Point, I was passing down all the way down. We didn't think we were going to get the bridal pictures on outside along the quay, but we did.
You like it about it?
As soon as we got down there, it stopped. I always find weddings, there's not been one wedding I've had where we couldn't get where it passed down completely.
No, I had one. There was no outdoor photos at all. And it was in the middle of July.
Jeez. You just do it all at the hotel. What hotel was it?
It was Spanish Lodge, and everything was on site. It was just so wet. It was just one end. Honestly, it never fared.
What do you do? Like, there's nothing you can't do.
And the bride just said, "Okay, that's what it is." And she didn't want to get wet, so she stayed indoors.
I remember in our wedding, we had the opposite. It was like so bright and so sunny, and it was like midday. And Stephen Latimer did our photos. He was like, he had to deflect everything and trying to get, because shooting in direct sunlight, as you know, was a pain in the ass.
Well, that can be difficult, but you get some funny photos.
I've only had one wedding like that where it was direct sunlight most of the day, and right enough I was just starting out at the same time, so it's
hard to do.
I was learning a lot from the other photographer. He said, anytime, get them as bridesmaids under the shade.
See, it's funny because if you're not on the photos or video, like, you just think, that's perfect weather for it because it's nice and sunny. You know, it's like, Mum will go out, and you're like, find a shade.
I had one like that on in the Paulstown and Ballyloughin too, and it was just blue skies. And just be honest, in that beach, there's no shade anywhere. And it was just like, oh, well, you know what? Just let's go.
Yep.
It was just carrying on, but there's just no shade whatsoever anywhere there.
Did you lose a detail on the dress and stuff?
Not really, no. I mean, you just take it down, you know. It's just, that's what it is, you know. It was a bright day, and people were expecting bright photos, and they got bright photos.
Very good, man.
So, and it's just more about crack. They were the fun shots, you know. So,
Yeah.
you know, as well, our ones that we got. There's a wee house over there between Ballyloughin and Garran. I know there's a big boat sits and there was a wee bit of shade in around there. We got that same day we got someone around there.
Haven't been down there.
You love one now?
I think
It's about halfway on the left hand side as you're going from Ballyloughin
to Karen.
to Garran. It's a nice spot on there.
Yeah.
I think the hotel used to own that. I'm not too sure who owns it now.
Don't know, it's here. Have you got the drone out of the warm spot upstairs yet? Have you had a chance to fly it since your ice scenario?
Yes, I was up at Mussenden there on Monday. I was actually doing some product photography for a local crowd, and I had it with me. There's an army of mine just went up a run and
Get some nice shots.
well, I think it did. But it's, you know yourself up here. I mean, it was blowy. It was quite blowy, so I didn't have it too high, I can tell you.
How do you find the Mavic 2 for photos? You think it takes good photos? Because its video capabilities are really impressive, but I'm not sure about the photos. What do you think?
You
about
have a
the
drone too, don't you?
photos? We have the same drone.
I know it's it can get once you. I think anything below 800 ISO you're alright, but anything above that, it's definitely very grainy. I think now.
Yeah, definitely. Same for video on there too.
You find that with video too?
With video too, yeah. Always try and keep it below, like at a push 1,000.
Right.
Keep it below 1,000. I'll bump the shutter for exposure before I'll change the ISO.
Right.
You know?
You got the wee the filters button.
You can do the ND filters.
No, I don't have any filters at all. So just.
I use the cheap ones are just as good. There are ones that are Polar Pro and stuff. They're quite expensive, but I find cheap ones on Amazon. I don't think I paid more than £20 or something.
I was going to say if the cheap ones are still not that cheap.
No, they're still that £20.
So no, I don't use any filters at all. I don't think I've ever really had it out in bright sunlight.
The only filter that works quite well is the polarizing one, because if you're shooting over water or whatever, just cuts that reflection of the water surface out.
Right.
Just gives it. You just get nicer shots. Or if there's any glass in the shot or whatever, it cuts out reflections.
I did a wee bit of video just when I was there. I think I put a wee bit of it on the Instagram. It's maybe 25 seconds.
What was that for?
The other day when I was up in Mussenden.
A video?
So.
I must have one.
Shocking.
I've been really slow. I keep saying to myself, you know how bad it is? If you open up my laptop last night, I sat on Microsoft Word and I wrote out the wee script for myself, so I'm going to shoot an Instagram video this weekend, hopefully. And I had to write it all out.
Can you know something what's it going to be about, or like?
It's literally just that. Sorry, I haven't made a story in a while, and this is what I've been up to. There's nothing fancy or nothing fun.
Is that just some video of you sleeping then?
Just me sleeping on the sofa and Kira shouting at me, "We're not fucking wasting this day, get up the way buy stuff." If there's
for an easier life.
There's a recession in the videography world.
I think the gears do enjoy a bit of shopping, but you know, it's like us heading off the
camera shop.
Mickey Flanagan, that's his name. You ever hear of the comedian Mickey Flanagan?
No.
That's not ringing a bell.
Maybe, I don't know.
Mickey, I swear. No Christmas.
Did you see he was a black guy?
No.
That's right. I thought you said he was a black guy.
Black hair.
I know about it.
Black curly hair.
He's I need to choose your words carefully here. Like he's like a vagrant. I know the guy you're on about. He's Cockney.
Cockney, yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
He's funny. I enjoy him. Like,
yeah.
Does some great bits. But the bit about the curtains and all, and you're caught peeping out the curtains at your neighbours.
No.
And he's like, and then you get caught peeping out the curtains, and you've only two options. You can either pretend you're wiping the window or hide. And he goes, but my favourite thing to do is just maintain the peep. So when you're caught, you maintain the peep, and then the other person's like,
Awkward.
Awkward.
Awkward. Yeah.
You have to make them feel as awkward as possible.
Yeah.
He's very good. I enjoy him.
Okay, no. Did you watch anything interesting on TV or Netflix or?
No, we started The Crown, I think it's called.
Oh, we've watched that. We enjoyed that.
So we watched the first 2 episodes, I think, and then because it's one of these ones where she's not allowed to watch it unless I'm there.
Oh, cool.
And I'm not allowed to watch it unless she's there. It's taken us forever to get through it, like, so we'll be on episode
We've watched
3.
the 4 seasons.
Was it good?
Well, I think I enjoyed season 1 and 2 more than.
I enjoyed season 1 or 2 more than the rest of them.
It's beautifully shot.
It is. It's brilliantly shot.
The cinematography's class on it.
Last series, I've grown to hate the monarchy. They're a bunch of stuck up, snobby.
How far off do they play it? Like, do they? I'm assuming.
I was actually chatting there, somewhere watching it and thinking, was to themselves, I wonder if the royals actually watch this themselves to see how they be portrayed. It doesn't come through very good. No.
I think they have people there to watch it for them. And that you know what's.
I mean, lying on. Oh, he's came across really well, so you still don't worry about that.
You know,
I definitely didn't like the last series. It's beautifully shot and brilliantly acted and well done, but it made me not like them anymore. The monarchy.
Your woman's very funny. Was it Olivia Colman? She was playing the Queen in 3 and 4. She's very. I've seen her on Graham Norton, and I've viewed a few times. She's hilariously funny. And when you see her do that role, you think sweet and gentle. You couldn't be further from the truth, you know.
Have you seen Yellowstone yet?
No, what's that?
It stars Kevin Costner. It's one of the best TV shows I've seen.
Is it a Netflix thing?
It's not in Sky, so it was. But
what's it about?
No, I don't.
It's about like a rancher. He owns 8 ranches the size of this bloody country.
Right.
So he is, and his family. He's a son he likes. He's a son he doesn't like, and he's a daughter he loves. And it's just the dynamic between the family is. It's unreal. It's like violent and really bitter sometimes he is to them, and but Kevin Costner's definitely a brilliant actor in it.
I thought because the name Yellowstone was going to be about the park.
No. There's another one Kira got watched recently about. I think he was a doctor or something, and he went missing. But Hugh Grant was on it? Kevin Costner.
Aye.
And he went missing. The Undoing, that was
The Undoing.
She got into that, said that was very good. Again, I watched 2 episodes and then
she took it over.
She fucking took it over. By the time I came back, I had no clue what was going on. I'm not explaining to you. If you haven't watched that, it's your fault. I'm like, oh fuck. sorry for working.
When I started to watch Game of Thrones, and particularly season 1, where it is just shocking and gory and brutal, and
it's just porn. Like,
I was watching it, and Ursula was like horrified the first couple, but she always had one eye on it. And then I came on even just sitting there. Are you watching Game of Thrones? And I go, oh, you mean you and I was like, she was that just, but funny. Do you know what I watched last night again? It was Mission Impossible Fallout.
It's very good.
Jeez, that's some of the stunts in that, you know. Now that one where Tom Cruise where he snapped his ankle,
I've seen the behind the scenes when it shows you him breaking his ankle.
Some of the stunts are fantastic.
All those films are good. I enjoy all the real cheesy action films. Even further back, I enjoy 80s action films. I love anything that's Die Hard. I love all the Commando, Rambo, anything like that. You know?
I wouldn't have been a big Rambo fan, but I mean, I enjoyed Commando.
Predator,
Predator's good. I enjoyed that.
all those films, I love all those.
I don't like the cheesy comedies.
No,
like the Dumb and Dumber. It's like
I enjoy Dumb and Dumber. I like that, and I like Ace Ventura as well.
You're talking about that. You went out of that watch there quite recently. It was Dude, Where's My Car?
Hold on a minute.
I haven't seen that in so long.
The part where they go at the Chinese, like, you know, and then he goes, what's worse? I sit and rewind and then watch it again. I think I'll stop it.
Do you rewind Frozen and watch that again?
No.
Hey, I'm a big Frozen. If I watch Frozen 2, then I'll
know.
So I mean, it's
on
just
your own.
You Ursa thought, no, I can't watch this. She was up my way.
I enjoy the
grandson who's 7 was slagging me off.
I enjoy the big guy sitting out in the wilderness. They go on these wee hunts. He's go, yo, big summer blowout. And there's like a couple of summer clothes on the rack. He's trying to get them to buy it. Some of them are class. Like there's a lot of adult humour on there to keep the parents interested. Like there's a lot of stuff.
And that goes above my head.
Toy Story. He just gets the toddler humour.
That's all I know. I watched the last Toy Story. Did I send you that picture? Alright. I was watching the last Toy Story. And it was really good.
It's sad.
I haven't seen the fourth one yet.
How do you know?
No.
The first Toy Story you've
No,
never
I've seen the first one, the fourth.
Right, the fourth.
Yeah.
Right. Jesus, I was about to reach across the table there. How have you been shaky? How have you not seen the very first Toy Story?
Yeah. I watched that. That's the challenge brilliant because I watched that Black Panther. I'd never seen that before.
Black Panther's good.
That's good. I enjoy all the Marvels. They're about a much on that last one's like 3 hours long or something like that. It's like you have to make sure bladders empty and you have tons of food around you.
I really enjoyed that.
I'd love to be like a Tony Stark or something. Just have unlimited money and just buy all cool shit. So, won the Euro Millions. Just that'd be me. Wear a robe every day and just walk around the house and drive an Audi. Never do anything else.
I think Kiro would actually like that too.
It's just me walking around the robe all day.
Yes, of course. Goes this.
I think she's got she's got all that minus the money. So she has me in a robe walking around all day.
She's got this you in the suit anyway.
She just doesn't have any money.
Yeah, I won't say that. I didn't expect to be talking about Disney movies tonight.
No, that's a Christmas special.
Well, when you put it up in the group chat, during the week, it's bound to be mentioned.
But I remember putting up on because she says a lot like your man up.
Oh yeah, Up's the one with the balloons in the house. That's a good one.
That's a great movie.
But I've only ever seen that once too. I only watched the films once, and then I'm trying to remember them. Yeah. Whereas you probably seen them all on repeat, like.
Absolutely. Yes. We're back.
We're back.
We just got some refills here. Oh fuck, that's hot. And
you left your tea.
Do you not take milk in that?
That's a mint tea. That's a peppermint tea.
Do you leave a tea bag on it?
Yeah, I did. I think it was strong, so.
Do you never take it out?
Well, if it's really annoying, I'll take it out.
I've never seen anybody leaving their tea bag in their tea before.
Well, I've seen people. I don't know. This is a great fucking start to this. But I've seen people leaving tea bags in what I would call normal tea.
No.
Okay.
Definitely not.
Strange behaviour from your household.
But that's just it's a peppermint tea.
Fancy tea.
Fancy tea.
Fancy tea.
We're all very middle class on here. How our peppermint teas and our Christmas t-shirts.
Decaf coffee.
Decaf.
Oh, we had a decaf today now.
That was a funny story you told me about the decaf coffee. Ursula was drinking away. Wondering why.
What's wrong with her? Boston headache and feeling tired. So.
Drinking decaf for days.
Yeah.
Getting coffee withdrawals.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was quite funny. We had a bit of a laugh about that. Because her daughter was the same.
Did they go straight back to normal coffee? Then?
Oh, I think once we found out about it happened, it was the kettle straight on.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Because we could have stayed off the coffee and then just been like, no, we weaned ourselves off. We're drug free.
It's strange. I know people like that. And really, if they don't get coffee, they are really grumpy.
I'm like that in the morning. Like I have a bit of coffee. Like where I'm.
Yep, me too.
You do?
Yep.
I must say, I'm not too bad. I just.
See when I wake up, I have to have coffee. Like
2 coffees in the morning.
Really? And it's a strong coffee. I put 2 spoonfuls on. I take 2 of mine, so it's reasonably strong. But
I usually French press thing.
What's a French press thing? That's
like
that thing over there, the fancy one.
Powdered coffee, and then add the water, and then press it down.
Grind your beans, put them on that thing, and then after a while you press it down and you can pour it out.
Yeah, so you drink that black?
Black coffee. I always drink coffee black, more or less. Except for when they remake it. Because I made it with milk. I know, but I don't mind. I don't know if anybody else has passed me around, because it was instant coffee, wasn't it? It wasn't like a French press.
So that's fancy stuff.
So it's not fancy enough to have a black, yeah?
No, it really was.
Okay. I went to my sister's house and her husband and the Waynes are all big coffee drinkers. And I said, what do you want coffee? So what came? It's just
Coffee.
Just some of that jar. No, we don't have any of that now. It's going, what? What do you mean?
What kind of coffee?
And then of course Rice says, I want to think of coffee, and I says, yeah, it's alright. It's alright.
You're getting offended. We give you the good Colombian brand.
The Egyptian blend.
So I don't know what it was, but it was just
Coffee.
See, we had
I'm not a coffee snob.
we had a fancy coffee maker. It was one of those barista ones we had. They physically pack it and
Oh, I
hook it up.
thought you were making reference to Kira there. Kira, sorry, goodness, is that one?
Sorry, love, I woke you right. I'm not. That's class. See, next time she sees you, you're getting such a punch on the shoulder.
You're going to get battered.
Jeez, I might enjoy that one.
Punch me again. I forget my train of thought now.
We were talking about Gerard Simon room up the
As long as you
stairs.
don't tell Kira that.
We were talking about we got a fancy one years ago, like, and I stopped using it because Kira wouldn't drink. She says the coffee was too cold. You know, 'cause like fancy coffee, you're not supposed to boil it. Usually, it's just supposed to be like a warm temperature. And she was like, "This coffee's too cold. I'm not drinking it." So then we stopped using the machine. Then, like,
And that was the end of it.
that was the end of that. So there you go. That was an interesting story. Who's next?
But no, I would tend to drink it. Well, if it cools down, I could drink it cold.
I like cold coffee. Like if I ever go to a coffee shop or something, I'll normally get iced coffee. Like
No, because she had one of them on one of the way. She had about a ton. I was like, oh, that was for me. That was completely. I mean, I don't mean to get it warm and cools down, but it was like this can of Coke and it was coffee.
I like cold. I drink iced coffee. Like,
It was just
No.
wait, you're supposed to boil that up and put it in the kettle. You're old school ways. Boil the fuck in it. You're like a 1950s builder. You know, just like, everything has to come out of my tongue. Just spoonfuls on. It's black. That's good to go right.
that's the first time someone's ever described me like that, you know. So I'm not sure if that's a compliment or not.
The vulgar? No, it wasn't.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for clarifying.
What I meant to say was you had a rough palate.
Is that round seriously?
The amount of trouble he's on. So he's in Follow the Ursula and Kira. Right?
Fucking dead, eh?
I was going to say, I'll line them up now so we can have a shot. He's a baller.
But you're scooping in trouble all the time, you know, so it makes it interesting if nothing else.
Keeps you on your toes.
So
So what will you do? What's your Christmas routine now then? Is it just going to be used to? Or is it on yourself, or are you just going
they
to...
have a big police sort of thing on Christmas Eve, and
Right.
I suppose Christmas Day. Well,
So you just get up normal time and...
Do you miss the
exchange
whole
a
kid
gift?
thing?
the whole what?
Santa and kids thing?
No, yeah, with Matthew a wee bit, but did I miss it? No. Jesus, getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, used to place. Did I miss that? No.
Sitting on your pants trying to build Lego, just fucking, I don't know, what way is this going, trying to read instructions. Eyes all blurred and all.
Funny, when I would have had I'm not for drinking now, God, 2004. But I always remember when I was drinking, I used to drink in the Argyle Arms. And when I was up there, you know, you would have got a late drink probably most nights of the year, you know. Within reason, you didn't push it too far, except at Christmas Eve. Because the boys needed to get home to get presents ready and things to get there. And it doesn't matter what was going on, when they called time Christmas Eve, everybody got up, drank up and left. And it was really strange because you were cracking up.
Most people sit around for a year.
Come on. Christmas Eve, right lads, we need to go. Anyway, drank up, out the door.
That's good.
I know, it's just like, you know, so...
This year is the first year we've had ever where I won't be built. Nothing needs built or assembled this year for the kids. So this is the first year where
just for yourselves?
where everything's done. It's all wrapped and nothing needs opened and assembled. So this is the first year me and Kira are just going to be able to go to bed. Because normally, like last year, we had dolls' houses and kitchen set up, and there was like fucking bits of bolts, and you open up this instruction book on like 11:30 Christmas Eve.
Japanese.
And it's this thick, and you're like, oh Jesus. But this is the first year we're not having the build and assemble. What about you? You like an elf on Christmas Eve?
PS5s and all that crap?
No, this year's not too bad. The Santa brings them
What did they ask for this year? Something extravagant?
PCs.
You were telling me this. It's not the PS5, it's the PCs.
Maybe boys on the PC gaming too. Well, you usually see the laptop like.
My oldest boy wants a PC, and I can't get the oldest boy PC without getting the youngest boy PC because the two of them play games together.
Hang on, I'm going to stop you now, please. Sorry for interrupting you, but
Yep.
see a PC, right?
Yeah.
As opposed to
A console.
there's PS5. Sorry, folks, I know none of the
so-
games, right? So you have
Jared's very
PS5s, right?
old.
PS5s, and then you have PC, and then there's another one.
We have
Xbox.
TVs as well now,
What?
Jared.
Xbox, right? So is that just like, say, Sony and Canon and Nikon?
No. So a PC is a PC is a normal computer. You know, like a Windows computer.
I
Or
know
like-
that, but I just thought it's just
But
different
then-
brand,
Yeah,
but
but,
something summer games.
Nintendo, Xbox,
Aye.
PlayStation's a bit like Sony.
Canon.
But
Canon,
but
Nikon.
you can't use them as PCs. They're strictly you can only
Gaming
play
consoles.
games. Nothing else can happen on them.
On a PC,
No,
No.
on a PC is a PC. You can play games on a PC and use it as a PC.
right?
But on a PS5, an Xbox, or a Nintendo, you can only use them to play games.
Right. So if you get a fancy PC for the wings, does that mean you can sort of inadvertently use it for yourself?
Aye.
Mm-hmm.
You can set up
Good man, I like your style. I like it. I like it. Yeah, wait, are you listening?
it'll be Grand Theft Auto on one half and OnlyFans on the other half.
Right, no, because I just I hear wins and things just it's just over the top of my head, but I don't. So the PC is
A PC.
only it's set up for games.
Aye, well, you can play games. Like, there's games that are specifically for PC, you know, and there's games that are specifically for PS5, and there's games that are specifically for Xbox.
Yeah.
Right, okay, it's a bit clearer.
Right.
You know,
Those are all what they call platforms. So, you can get games like Fortnite and stuff that are cross-platform. So you can play somebody on PC.
Fortnite now.
Yeah.
PC and Xbox and PlayStation, they can all play Fortnite together regardless of what kind of computer they have.
Right.
But then there's games that are like exclusive to PC and Xbox and stuff like that. So
It's just I was chatting to one of the boys works in a Sony shop there in the last few weeks. He says they're been absolutely demented with this PS5 thing, and I was thinking I didn't actually ask him. I knew it was some sort of a game. What's a PS5? Because he probably would have punched me.
Probably. They're impossible to get, and I see on Facebook there's so much. Like, I always feel really bad for. There's a lot of parents that are like they maybe promised or whatever, or said they would get
must be nightmares.
PS5s, but
Then they
there's
can't get
people who are like fully grown adults that are buying them, have no intention of using them, and then doubling the price and selling them off to all these parents, and it's heartbreaking. Because there's people that are paying nearly £1,000 for a console that's £400, and you're like,
brutal.
that's brutal. Like, there's so much, and I don't know why the likes of Sony and Microsoft do this when they release. They always wait until the run up to Christmas to release them, and then they always release them with limited quantities. So they know this is going to happen in advance.
I suppose supply and demand, really, isn't it?
But you could release it in August or July, so that everybody has plenty of time to buy. Like, if all the adults want to buy one for themselves, they can buy it, and then at the same time, there's going to be demand or supply to meet the demand for Christmas. You know, there's no reason why.
Well, I hear where you're coming from, but I suppose them boys look at balance sheets and things like that, and they want to increase it. So
But they're impossible to get a hold of, these things. Like, really impossible.
it seems to be. I mean, it's something I was never on even. I mean, I remember when I was a teenager, you
used to play hopscotch.
Hopscotch. No, we couldn't afford a chuck.
Back in my day, we played Pong.
But I remember the arcade games. And I remember the first Space Invaders games. Was it Atari?
Are you that old?
Atari.
Hey?
Are you that old?
I
Atari.
think it was Atari. I remember one. You can actually play that on the phone now. So
the very first Nintendo and stuff, was that around that was well after your era stuff, was it?
Nintendo was after. That was Super Mario and stuff, wasn't it?
So what was like the top of the range computer games back when you were playing games?
Commodore 64.
I remember I had one of them.
I had one.
I've heard of that, but honestly, it was an Atari thing, and it was like a big, like those known like the 8-track tapes where you just push them on. It was something like that.
So yeah, your era was the Atari era then.
Yeah,
that's class. My was Nintendo. From whenever I was young, so it was Sega and Nintendo were my
Sega Mega Drive.
Sega Mega Drive. That was good. But some of them are worth a fortune now. Like those original ones that come in the bundles and boxed. You see them on eBay for hundreds of pounds. Boys selling Segas and stuff. And it's just people like us that maybe have a few pounds. They're like, oh, my childhood, I'll buy that.
No, my brother was not the games, but I was just never really.
You never done it?
No, it wasn't that sort of.
I was on it for a while, mate.
Really?
Very early.
I've been playing PlayStation, the Xboxes since I was a kid.
Do you still play?
Not as much. No, wouldn't be. Don't get a fucking chance with the kids.
How old are you now?
44.
44.
But do you play games with the wins?
Aye, son. Aye.
That's
right. How does that go down, in particular if you beat them?
Well, it's not often I beat them now.
Show no mercy.
And do they slag you off when they beat you and call you an old boy?
That's class. I started getting fun on the chess and checkers because he's always got his fist in front of the screen. I was like, you want to play a real game? So I got a chessboard. I pick it up like that, hey. No bother him. He sees all the patterns and stuff, and he can predict, moves. And he beat me once. I was fucking furious. I was rubbing like he proper beat me. And I didn't even see it coming because I was so cocky. I was like, oh, he's fucking 9. Like he's never going to beat me.
Checkers or chess?
He beat me at checkers. He just fucking no bother. He just saw the pattern, went for it, and I thought, you bastard. And he just looked at me and was like, good luck with that, Dad. I love it whenever we get to play games together. But see, whenever he goes on his laptop and there's this platform, he talks about Roblox and he plays away games, and I can't get on it at all. Like he talks away and talks me through it, and I'm fucking like,
no, Roblox is not. I don't try that. I enjoy playing Rocket League.
I can't get on.
Even Fortnite's too complicated for me, so it is.
But all my friends, I have a friends group of 4 close friends, and we're all in like a group chat. It's kind of how we stay together. But they play away at Xbox, and
Jared's lost.
They play like Call of Duty and stuff still, even they now, like, and every night they message say if I go on Xbox tonight. I'm just like, no.
Oh, no, I know a girl who, I'm not sure if I was told this before, but I know a girl whose son was on them. You play with people all over the world. And he got chatting to this girl, very friendly with him, and he went and met her, and then he married her.
Seriously?
Yeah. Very good.
So,
that was impressive.
I find that sort of strange, in that, you can be
meeting people online,
talking to people online,
and
on the World Wide Web.
Are you talking about like online dating? Is that what you're talking about? Do you find that weird?
No, I'm playing games.
Oh, playing games.
You know
what it is, right?
I do know a guy who Price came to the show with his young fella one time, and he was up all night playing these fucking games, and it was affecting the rest of everybody else's lives. And he just pulled the plug on it, and the Wi-Fi went off at bedtime. Caused a massive row for a few weeks. You know
what it is, right? There's a lot of adults that are playing games, and all it is just a break from reality. Like, that's literally just a way for them to tune out. Like, if they just have like whatever, a job that they hit going to every day, and they're sitting in the house and they're bored and they don't have any hobbies or whatever.
Are you sort of secretly telling us about yourself? Kira! That's
why I ride a bike. I'm like, right, I'll see in 4 hours off. But they just, like, you can just sit and tune into this game, and it's just this escape from, I guess. So
it's when you're out on the bike, you're actually away with you're away playing games somewhere else. Just let
that's what it is. I cycle down to the shop and then I just sit in the corner.
Right, okay.
Playing Call of Duty.
Playing Call of Duty.
Okay, right.
But it's just a break from reality, and it's the same as boys that watch football. I'm not only football or anything, but there'll be people that could sit and watch 4 hours football like that. And all it is just a break from reality. Like they're just tuned into
I
something
used to
else.
watch football, but football's
Or YouTube. YouTube's another big killer of time. People will watch hours of YouTube videos just like.
well, now.
And that's what that is again, what else are you doing? You're just sitting, it's a break from reality.
My boys, they don't watch TV anymore. They don't watch cartoons. They don't watch movies. This is what they watch. Other people playing bloody games on YouTube.
Well, I was watching, I was just be grand, he was 7, and he's barred from watching YouTube now he's here. And he's watching the RPO thing here. And in reality, I'm as bad watching people working the Photoshop or camera raw. I mean, it's not something, but then hang on, I'm 52, he's 7, there's a bit of a difference, you know, so.
But the other thing is, people will say that all the time about kids, and they're like, oh, because the go-to adult response is, well, why don't you just play the game yourself instead of watching someone else play the game? But then the response to adult is like, well, you watch Forest football, why don't you just go play football yourself? Why do you have to watch other people play football? You know, it's the same thing, like. Or why are you watching somebody else take photos or Photoshop on? You can just do it yourself. It's just like.
I just was going to say what you said there about them watching games, and I find that just. But the only way I can relate to it is us watching like a YouTube tutorial on.
At the same time, they pick up stuff from the games that they play. Like they watch that, and then they pick stuff up and go when they're on the Xbox. Next, this is how you do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dan's the same.
Yep.
He'll come on and be like, "Oh, look, here's this diamond spell thing that I've," and you're like.
But then there's a couple of young lads from Derry who are big on the YouTube channels. I think they've got through games and stuff. And
no, there's one guy, Adam B.
Adam B.
He has a YouTube channel.
He's
a big YouTuber, like.
He was a vlogger, was he not? He started off vlogging.
I think that's brilliant. Seeing local people doing brilliant. I really fair dues, brilliant.
He is actually going on to Blue Peter.
He's a Blue Peter presenter. He is a Blue Peter presenter.
He is now.
That's brilliant. But there's some guy.
There is an American. He moved to America.
Adam B. Give us a shout.
But there's some guy. I'm not sure if it's the same lad, you know, but
the gamer.
He sponsors Study Today Rugby, doesn't he?
He donated a ton of money to them. He's like a millionaire now.
But he plays games. That's so there is money to be made on
he actually, I think he moved out to Los Angeles or something. That's where he's based now.
That's who I was aware of that guy, Alan B, and I think what he's achieved is fantastic. I mean, really, is fair play.
But he's like that gaming guy. He's like our age now. Like he's in his mid to late 30s.
Young buck still.
A young fella.
Our age.
Our age.
It's my Wayne now.
It's only a young fella.
It's only a young fella.
Fucking Mr. Atari over here. We're all talking about college, and he's like, so what you used to do, right? There was supposed to be spacer, and you used to go bunk, bunk.
Remember they used to have it was like the things going up inside. It was like tennis or something. Or
pong. That's a thing.
Pong.
The way ball goes dunk.
That's what you know about it.
Dunk.
I mean, he's where's.
I always wonder that because I'd be watching it and I'd be going, how did they ever lose? You know, I was like,
I lost.
Ever not
I lost.
Perfect there.
That's so dumb.
Asteroids too. Was that? You used to have to shoot them when you reach space.
And then they used to come down and they used to get fast and make noise. And they go bananas as they got right the bottom.
I can't wait to edit this so that I can just show the video footage of what he just done.
But you know the way they started slowing and they got down and the noise was increased. Oh, sweet, the way it is fucking scary.
The Dolby Atmos surround sound of Tetris or whatever it was.
I remember Adobe surround sound calling out, you know.
I remember when.
No, I think whenever I started playing games, it was back Sega. Like it was Commodore. America got a Commodore 64, but I was too young to know how to work it. And I remember it had a tip deck and all. The games used to come in tips, like a proper tip deck. And no way my family could run it. Like
I was like one of the TDK tips.
No, and you have to run a line of code to start it, so you'd have to like C DOS run tip or whatever, and nobody in my family knew how to work it, and I was probably 5 or something.
Took about 10 minutes for the game to load.
And then
well, I'm sure you supposed to remember the 52K dial-up.
I remember like when download music was a big thing on Napster. You remember Napster and LimeWire and all those things?
Yeah.
and it used to take literally 45 minutes to an hour to download one song. And you were like just looking at this wee bar and it was going like 3 kilobytes a second or something. It was horrendous.
I remember watching, there was I forget the name, I think it was Adam Sandler, a movie, and his children were in this movie, and they found an old TV with a big back was on.
Aye.
I don't know.
What
happened to the TV?
Well, that's like the Saab car I had, and he's like, oh, how old's that car? And you says me, you've a tip deck and that, how old's that car? But I showed Finn like a tip, and he fucking no, he just like, what is this ancient artifact that you're showing me right now? I'm like, music? And he's like looking at it, he's like, where does the music play? Like, no, you have to plug this onto something else to get the music to come with it. You know, like,
no, that's hey. Funny, this is my ignorance on Wayne's and toys. This is a few years ago, and I was in this house, like, you know, because the mother says to somebody else, go and give him a tablet. No, and I thought, oh, he must be sick or something. He must have gone. Okay, so Jesus, what happens to me? And I reacted.
James out looking for ibuprofen now.
I started going
tablets.
Alright, okay. Okay. Jeez. But do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean, yeah.
It's just,
oh, you supposed to think like that?
No. Completely bonkers.
Where you were talking earlier about TV programs. Have you watched Star Trek Discovery?
No,
I'm not a big techie, but this new series of Star Trek Discovery, the things you'll see in it now, maybe 50 years time will be fucking.
Probably. It's not something I've got. There was those things, but like I remember watching some of the older stuff, and they're saying now about how technology carries forward. Because you used to laugh when they will start tracking the wee flip phones and go and actually talk.
Beam me up, Scotty. But like the first phones that came out were flip phones. Yeah.
And sure, imagine you had an iPhone now, like back then. The technology has come on.
I remember the first iPhones came out, you know, and there was that app where you could turn it up on the side and the beer sort of went emptied.
That's right.
So you remember that? Are you that old?
First iPhone 3, remember? Was it called an iPhone?
I think it was called iPhone, yeah.
It was just an iPhone? Or did it have the name iPhone 3?
I don't know,
but it was like it had a big black back. It was quite, Jesus, the thing back on them now, they were awful, like. But they were imagine, what's it going to be like in 20 years time?
Fuck, 20 years time?
Virtual reality is going to be a big thing. I'm telling you,
they're coming along and swiping their foreheads like that now. So.
And glasses, they'll have those Google Glass things, and it's going to be horrendous. But we'll have to wrap it up, guys.
We're running out of time.
We hope that everybody has a really nice, happy,
Merry
safe
Christmas, everybody.
And take care of yourselves and take care of each other and do unto others as you would have others do unto you.
So you better unplug him there on, because I think he's shorted himself. He's definitely got a short going here, like, you know.
I think my batteries are actually dying. They look quite faded, don't they?
Yeah.
I'm going to top up. But look, we are heading on to another massive lockdown, so if you don't hear from us in the next few weeks coming up, you know why. But we might do some sort of Zoom. We'll do a Zoom cast or something.
We will be in touch, and anybody has any questions or anything you want to talk about, let us know, please.